So I still have note of the stuff you got last time. You have 130 experience to add on, and you got like 5 different items, but you have all that wrote down, don't you?
Yeah, the Mon Bracer, the Whole Wood, Quarterstaff of Growth, the Orc Bone Pipes, the Cards Against Elvenkind, and the 130 XP. And, I have 33 gold and 9 silver, 8 out of 15 health. I think I currently have all my cantrip slots used.
Alright. That does match everything I have written down. Alright, well, you think you ready to hop into this?
Oh yeah, I am ready.
Alright. So, where we last left off, you were at Gribbler Klein's house still. You, Jeklar, and Marnie were sitting there together while you bought items. And y'all were devising a plan of what to do with her, I believe.
Oh yeah, the rabbit chick we captured, right?
Yeah, that's where you're at right now. You're just in Gribbler's house.
So, alright, Jeklar. What are we gonna do with this rabbit? We gotta lock her up somehow. We wanna put her against a statue in the middle of town, or we wanna bury a hole and dig her in it?
Well, I believe we had discussed vaguely about locking her up in her own home and possibly putting glass on the hole so we could watch her at all times.
Who's gonna pay for this class?
Well, perhaps Uther could figure that out.
Nothing's free, but I guess he'll do it.
So should we head that way then?
To Uthor's we go.
Alright. So, y'all walk outside and, there's a good little chunk of people outside watching y'all. At this point, Uther has went and collected Jimmy/Rupert's body too. And he's standing outside with like a cart with a cover over it. What you can only assume to be the other body. And everyone just kind of watching as y'all make your way over to them.
So we're going over to this rabbit body real quick?
Well, it's right in front of, what's his name's house? Uther's house. He's outside the plum.
Okay. Continue.
Ah, I see you've got her.
Yeah, so what do you suppose we do with this, Uthor?
Well, I say we figure out some sort of situation to lock her up. We can't have her running wild.
Alright, well, let's lock her up in her house, and you gonna pay for some glass to go on the holes on it?
I will make arrangements. I don't know exactly where the funds will come from, but I will make it happen. Just, for now, take her into the home. Use whatever you use from Gribbler to subdue her, chain her up and stuff. And I'll be over there shortly to handle things.
Okay, so, is this rabbit's carcass, like, out here in front of Uthor's house right now?
Yes.
I'm trying to, like, loot the body.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot to do that last session.
Give me a sleight of hand roll. Which is D20, but with your Dex modifier.
You can roll it for me right quick, since I'm still trying to get to D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I got you. So you rolled a 7, and your Dex is +2, maybe? So you're able to reach your hand under there and stick it in his pocket, and you pull out 3 gold pieces.
Hell yeah, more gold the merrier. Alright, so we're gonna take this abomination of a rabbit, and we're gonna take it inside her old house and chain her ass up.
Alright.
Let's get to it.
Y'all walk in and y'all take her upstairs to make sure she's got the hole has a good visual on her, and y'all chain her to the side of a bedpost. It's a metal frame, so it's pretty unlikely that she'd be able to break the chain or anything, or the frame that it's hooked to. As you start getting her settled in, she's been real quiet, not saying anything, but she's just got this evil look in her eyes. Uther begins walking in, and he's looking around at the situation. He looks over at the hole, he looks at her. Alright, I've been in contact with somebody while I was trying to handle things with Rupert's body, and we're not gonna have a glass wall for tonight, but I'm just gonna, I'm gonna have Quinn come by here and check on her regularly, every hour or so.
You can't, double up your guard or something, Uthor?
Well,
He needs to be watched at all times.
I'll see if I can't get Jury to come over and he'll also help. Maybe him and Quinn could take turns.
Alright, that'll work.
Well, I do appreciate you getting this situation under control. Perhaps maybe you could head over to the Corn Inn and rest up for the night, and you could get an early start on tracking down these creatures.
Oh yeah, the bug creatures, right?
Yes, oh yes, they have not gone anywhere.
Alright. That sounds like a plan. Let's go to the inn and chill for the night.
Alright, so you and Jeklar make your way back over there. Probably takes you about 5-10 minutes. And as you open the door, Naguk is putting like a little bowl of candy mints on the counter. And he sees you. Oh, hey guys. How's it going?
Well, I grab one of these mints and I pop it in my mouth. And I'm like, well, not too shabby. Broke up a marriage.
Oh.
Imprisoned the other.
Wow. Well, sounds like you've had yourself a day. I'm sure you've well deserved this rest you're about to have.
Yeah, I want to ask this orc about these orc bone pipes.
Alright, how do you phrase it?
What's his name again?
Naguk.
Naguk.
Yeah, basically Naguk.
Naguk. I have these orc bone pipes I'd like you to see. Tell me about them.
He bends down and reaches out for him, assuming you're handing them over.
Yeah.
He looks at him. Yeah. I don't really know exactly what they are, but I can definitely tell these are orc bones. They look pretty straightforward to me. I think you put your tobacco or leaf in them and smoke it right out of them. It's a little gory, probably not something the average orc person would be fond to see, but yeah, they just are what they are to me.
I kind of feel bad. I didn't know they were actually made of orc bones. Okay, well, I guess I'll be smoking a bowl through these at some point.
Oh, well, you enjoy yourself, my friend.
Anyway, Jeklar, I guess we'll turn in for the night.
Alright, Oromis, I will see you in the morning.
See you in the morning, mate.
Alright, so the two of you go up to your separate rooms and, you have yourself a rest. And you see the exact same dream that you saw the night before. No variations in it whatsoever this time. And once again, you woke up in a sweat and you're out of breath. You can kind of get the vibe that this is going to be a regular thing.
That's not good.
Alright, so you wake up and you go downstairs and Jeklar's down there just making small talk again with Naguk while he waits on you. He's got his quarterstaff in hand and he kind of hits the bottom against the ground and looks at you. I am quite ready to handle these creatures today. I feel like we can conquer anything we wish.
Well, if luck's on our side, Jeklar.
He nods to you and turns and walks out the door.
Alright, so, Jeklar, which part of the forest do you think we should check now?
Well, I'd say we should likely go the same way we came, where Jimmy or Rupert or whatever he's called now, where he took us originally with you, Thor, and then I believe you ventured off. So I think we should go in that exact path you took while I was at the church.
Alright, well, let's go to it then.
Alright. And as y'all begin walking that way, Uther, you see, just come running real fast towards y'all. And he stops in front of you. You were right. You were right.
She escaped, didn't she?
Very much so. I think you need to come see this.
I should have killed that bitch when I had the chance.
Jeklar quickly begins running towards the potato house.
So, we're running to this potato house, and,
on the outside of the potato house at the door, you can see Quinn, who is the priest, by the way. He's standing there at the door, basically preventing anybody from coming in, but as he sees Jeklar and you running, he knows the deal, so he kind of moves his hand and lets y'all run in. Y'all run in and go quickly up the stairs, and you can see a whole lot of blood on the floor. and you can see where her handcuffs and shackles were once attached to the bed. They still are, but now nothing is inside of them. There is a severed paw sitting on the ground, and you can see where basically the floorboard behind the bed has been broken, and she must have went down from there, but she had to cut off her own paw somehow to do this.
Hey, does the paw look mangled, or does it look chewed up? Does it look cut off? I'm really trying to know this detail.
It's pretty much, it's really like, here, roll me an insight check. Insight would be, I don't think I see a oh yeah, wisdom. So +2.
I rolled a 9, +2, that's 11.
Alright. Upon further inspection, you can tell that the bottom of this paw was chewed off. It seems as if she used her own teeth to chew her hand off.
And you said there's now a hole in the ground, right? Like in the floorboards?
Yeah, basically behind the bed.
I guess I'll look into this hole and do a perception check or something.
I don't think you'll need to roll for that. As you look down the hole, you can see it leads down to the first floor in some sort of closet, but the hole goes down further below the level of the house. So it's like she dug out the house underground.
So she dug out from under the house, pretty much.
Yes, it would seem so.
Okay, I guess I try to follow her trail, pretty much, see where she went.
Alright, pretty much at this point, all you can do is keep going down that hole, and it's a pretty long hole, and it's real dark, even though you can see like 60 feet ahead. You can tell it goes much further than that. Your assumption is it's likely leads outside of the village that she dug.
Let's keep on going.
Alright, so Jeklar begins crawling in this hole behind you, and y'all probably go for a good 30 minutes through this hole before you come out of the ground, and you're in the middle of a clearing in the woods, and you can see there's blood all over the hole, and there was so much blood in the path. You could tell she lost a lot of blood making this trip.
Let's follow this blood trail.
So as you begin following this, you probably follow it for about 15 minutes before the blood starts kind of not being as visible and as plentiful, but you quickly realize that this is leading you a very similar path. You feel like this may be one of the same clearings where you fought that giant beetle the first time.
I want to look around me, see if there's anything coming at me. I feel like I'm about to get jumped by beetles or something.
Mm-hmm. Alright, roll that 20 then.
Ooh, 16.
Alright, that gives you a dirty 20. I'd say about 115 feet away, you can hear like something coming in your direction.
I can hear it. What's it sound like? A buzz?
It's more like a lot of shuffling, like across the ground. Like you can hear like moves or leaves moving, and branches like creaking.
Hey, Jeklar, what would you do if a giant caterpillar's on the way to come attack us?
He looks at you and his eyes grow wide, and you can see his grip on his quarterstaff gets a little tighter. I'll be ready.
Jeklar, let's hide behind a tree or something. I think something's coming near us.
Y'all both quickly hide behind different trees, and within, I'd say, 15-20 seconds after that, a giant beetle comes walking up in the area, sniffing the ground where the blood was, or is.
We're going to wait it out. We're not going to fight this beetle right now. We're going to wait for it to leave, and then we'll continue the blood trail.
Alright. So I'd say about, like, the beetle just sits in this area for a good 24 minutes before he turns and starts climbing up a tree, and you see this giant beetle leap into another tree, and then another, and he starts going down that tree.
So he hasn't left yet?
He's getting a little bit of ways for sure, but like if you were to start moving or something now, he more than likely would not turn around or hear you.
Alright, so I guess we continue the blood trail.
Alright. Well, you make it probably about a few trees away before you realize there is no longer any blood.
So we reach a dead end. perception check. I want to look for broken branches or anything.
Alright.
D20. Well, I roll a 6. Plus 4.
You don't necessarily see any branches that seem broke abnormally or like very recently, aside from what you saw the beetle breaking as he crawled across the trees. You can still faintly hear the beetle in the distance, but the sound is definitely going farther away.
Jeklar, that beetle sniffed the rabbit's blood, didn't it?
I do believe that's what it seemed like to me. Do you think perhaps he's searching her out?
That was what I was thinking. You want to follow the sound of this beetle?
Yes, I think we should do that.
Alright, well, let's do that.
So I'm going to have you roll a stealth check now to see if you can follow behind him without alerting him.
Rolled a 13.
13, okay.
Stealth is plus 2, so that'll be a 15.
Yeah, I'm going to say that cuts it. So you follow this beetle for a good little while. I'd say you're going east for another 20 or so minutes before you see this beetle kind of go out of the woods a little bit into a clearing, and he turns left. And as you follow a little closer, you can see this beetle go inside of a cave entry point. And I will send a picture in the Discord right now to show you what it looks like. So basically, once that comes in on your screen, the beetle came out from the left side and then went straight up into the cave.
So the cave's kind of to the left of us.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm going to approach this cave kind of slow. I'm going to say something to Jeklar right quick. Jeklar, do you think this cave might be the mother nest of these beetles?
He scratches his chin. I'd say it's either that or it's following her scent still. Alright, and as he finishes up, you see 3 beetles start coming out the cave entry point, and one of them immediately notices y'all at the edge of the woods. And roll for initiative.
Damn, I was about to say hold still, maybe I won't look away. Alright, that's D10, right?
Yeah.
Well, I rolled a 2. I get plus 2 initiative, though, so 4.
Alright, well, the beetle goes first in initiative. And we did heal up, correct?
Well, we did sleep, so I guess so.
So that would put us... Okay. Alright, so the first beetle immediately becomes running towards you as the other 2 seem to follow a little bit behind. But the first one wastes no time as he immediately starts trying to lunge forward at you, biting at you. He rolled a 10, and I believe your armor class is 13, so that is not a hit.
Alright, so who's next?
Alright, and the beetle behind him quickly jumps towards Jeklar. And he jumps right past Jeklar and quickly turns around facing the back of you two. And the third beetle comes up on the opposite side of the other 2, almost as if these 3 beetles are surrounding you. And you quickly note that these beetles do not have the red spot that shines brightly. They are just normal looking beetles. And the third one goes to attack at you, Oromis. And he hits with a 19. So he immediately lunges towards your back and takes a bite out of it. So this beetle hits you for 5 damage.
Damn. Alright.
And then it becomes your turn.
Alright, so I'm about to whop this damn beetle with my quarterstaff.
Alright, roll that d20.
19.
Alright, so that's gonna fuck him up. And you get a +2 on that. So you basically hit the fuck out of him. So go ahead and roll that damage dice.
D8, right?
Yes.
Hit him for 4.
4 damage, right on. Now, you were hitting the one that just bit you, or which one? There's 3 of them. Okay. Alright. And Jeklar quickly turns, and he kind of swings his quarterstaff like in a helicopter motion upward, and he swings it at the second one real quick as he brings it down. And he misses like hell. He was going a bit too fancy like that, and the momentum of his swing kind of swings him back around, and his staff kind of hits around the ground, and he kind of has a really dumb look on his face. And then it is the beetle's turn again, the first one. He goes to lunge at Jeklar this time. And he misses as he jumps towards Jeklar. He takes his staff and puts it forward, and the beetle just bites down the middle of it. And quickly, the second beetle goes to lunge at Jeklar as well. Oh, and this beetle, he missed so poorly. He jumped directly into the other beetle and bit him in the side. And that beetle will take 5 damage.
Damn. This retarded beetle.
Mm-hmm. Alright, and then the last beetle goes to jump at you again. And he misses like hell. He jumps like a whole 4 feet beside you and almost nips at a tree.
Alright, so it's my turn again, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do that spinning motion that Jeklar did, and I'm gonna try and smack this beetle right down on his back.
Alright, the same one you attacked before?
Yeah.
Alright.
This is why I shouldn't do fancy things. I rolled a 4.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well with that you'll get a +2 for your proficiency. So that gives you a 6. That's still gonna be a miss. So you had a similar action as Jeklar, but your weapon kind of almost slips out your hand, and that stops you mid-swing, so you try to grip onto it tighter. And the first beetle is going to attack at Jeklar again. Oh my god, and these beetles just can't get it together. He jumps right at Jeklar and misses and hits the other one that bit him prior. And that beetle takes 3 damage. It's almost like they're in a suicide cult. Alright? So the second beetle, he is going to attack at the beetle that attacked him. Oh my god, okay. And he got a natural 1. So this time, attempting to attack the beetle who just attacked him, he does hit Jeklar this time. On accident. And Jeklar takes 3 damage. I think I skipped Jeklar's turn. So Jeklar's just gonna attack now. Jeklar is gonna swing at the one that just bit him. And Jeklar just barely misses. He like scrapes the antenna of the beetle as he swings it right over his head. And now it's gonna be your turn again. We're gonna start back in the right order since I messed up.
Alright, so the one that I've been trying to hit, I'm gonna try and do that spinning motion again and try to whop this thing.
Alright, roll that helicopter spin.
Hell yeah, another 19, so it's gonna fucking hit.
Right on. Alright, roll your damage. That blade, or you're swinging that little thing and it comes right across the side of his little face. If he had a mouth, you could see the gasp in it.
And I rolled another 4.
So 4. The beetle's looking real out of it. Jeklar quickly goes to jab his quarterstaff at the one in front of him, which is Beetle 2. Oh, and he fucks that thing up. He hits it right inside of its mouth with a natural 20. So since he got a critical, I get to roll it twice. So he did 5 plus 4. So he did 9 damage on the second beetle. The beetle lunges back in pain. You can see immediately start like coughing out like this liquidy substance. And you can definitely see blood in its puke. And the first beetle quickly lunges at Jeklar again. But he misses. He goes right to the right of it as Jeklar kind of sidesteps it. And the one that was coughing up his lungs, basically, he immediately turns and tries to run towards the cave. And while the third one goes to attack at Oromis again. And he fucking missed. He jumps straight into a tree behind you and takes 4 damage.
This thing's getting beaten down 4x4x4.
Yeah, it's like they have no will to win. Alright, and that puts it at you, though, I think. Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try and finish this bug off. I'm about to whop him up in his face with my freaking quarterstaff. I'm gonna swing it from the left side, doing like I'm gonna spin when I do it.
Alright.
16.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna fuck him up.
Alright, D8. 6.
All right. So the moment your quarterstaff connects with him, his side just seems to like crush inward, and it lets out a little, and then it stops moving immediately. And when to pull your weapon out, you have to use a lot of force because it like impaled into his side.
Damn. Alright, well, I yanked my damn quarterstaff out.
All right. Jeklar goes to swing at the very first one that started attacking, and he misses. He had swung downward at it, and it just kind of sidesteps out of his way, kind of making him look silly, and he hits the ground real hard. And then that beetle goes to attack right back at him, and he just hits him. He jumps right on top of Jeklar before he even has a chance to pull his weapon out and takes a bite out of his shoulder. And Jeklar takes 3 damage. And then the beetle beside, or the other beetle, wherever he may be, somewhere in this little small area, he attempts to attack you. And he hits. He hops right at you and takes a bite at your leg for 3 damage.
I'm down to 7.
And it would be your turn again.
What's the stats on the quarterstaff of growth?
So the stats are the exact same thing, but it seems to, as far as your character knows, it just grows. You don't know how much bigger or anything, though.
Like Goku's pole, right?
Essentially, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna pull out the quarterstaff of growth. And, I'm gonna, like, try to hit this dude. Like, poke straight into it. And make it grow.
Alright. Well, as you kind of try to make it extend, it only extends about the reach of 6 inches. So, it doesn't quite reach as far as you were trying to hope, but you can make your roll and see if it still hits him or not. 9? It's just barely gonna miss. If only it had another inch or two to back it up, you know? Alright, and now Jeklar is gonna swing at this bad boy. Swinging right downward at it. Oh my god. And Jeklar misses so bad. Like, he goes to hit right at its face, but he just happens to be an inch or two too far to the left. And he swings his staff right down into your staff, knocking both of the staffs out of your hand. And then the beetle quickly lunges at Jeklar. Oh wait, the second beetle, or the first beetle, yeah, the one we were attacking. And he misses as he runs straight forward towards Jeklar. His feet kind of make him trip over the 2 quarterstaffs on the ground, and like he kind of falls his head into the ground. You know, imagine like if a horse tripped. Can you visually see that in your head? Okay, so that's what happens to the beetle. And as that happens, the other beetle goes to lunge at Jeklar as well from the opposite side. And he hits. He gets Jeklar right on the back of his ankle, and he gnaws at him for 2 damage. And that puts it back to Oromis' turn.
So the one that I was hitting, I'm gonna blast him with a firebolt.
Alright, so let's see. Firebolt. I guess you just roll that and do +4. I remember reading a little bit about this, but we were mostly doing it right, if I'm correct.
Oh, I rolled a 17.
Alright, you're gonna shoot the hell out of this, and you said you were attacking the one that was already right at you, right?
Yeah, the one that I was hitting beforehand.
Alright, the moment this fire connects with him, he bursts into flames.
I didn't even roll the D10.
You don't have to, he had 1 health left.
Okay.
He bursts into flames and then immediately starts running through the woods. And as he's running, he kind of topples over, and the forest around it begins to catch a blaze. But you have killed that beetle.
Hell yeah.
Jeklar quickly tries to stand up back from getting bit and turn around and swing his quarterstaff right into this beetle. Oh yeah, he hits the fuck out of it. Not amazingly, but he hits it right in its little mouth. And Jeklar does...
At what point did he pick his staff back up?
Oh, you're right. Okay, good call. See, that was my mess up. Okay, so let's see. for his turn, then that's why you use Fireball. That makes sense. Okay, so let's see my different types of actions. Okay, so Jeklar is going to dash for his weapon and try to grab it from under the one that is still a bit alive. So instead, I'll change my roll for that. That's going to be a sleight of hand, which for Jeklar would be +1. He gets a 2. So as he reaches down to try and grab it, the bug kind of stands up and it kind of sends shivers down his spine as it raises right into his face, and he lunges back instead of grabbing it. And then the beetle is going to attack right at him again. And the beetle misses. It doesn't, trip or anything this time, but it's just still trying to get on its balance, and it nips at him, but misses as he kind of is stepping back already. And it is your turn now.
Alright, well, since it's just my quarterstaff of growth on the ground, I'm pulling out my other quarterstaff, and I'm whopping this motherfucker.
Alright.
And if I miss, Jeklar better grab it. And of course, I'm going to miss with this freaking 4.
Oof. So you just swing, and the beetle just happens to be kind of moving to the side. It's not a very still beetle. He's been moving all around. And Jeklar quickly... I think it's the beetle's turn. I might have got mixed up again, but let's let the beetle do his thing. He is going to attack. So it nips at Jeklar again. But it does miss. And as it misses, Jeklar steps back, and he quickly pulls out his long sword and attempts to swing down at it real quick. But he does not miss. The weight difference catches him off guard, as he has not used his longsword quite as much lately. And when he goes to swing, it kind of drops to the ground a lot faster than he meant to. And he does not hit this thing. And so it's going to be your turn, and then it's going to be Jeklar's again because I fucked up again. And then the beetles.
Alright, well, I'm going to try to spin this quarterstaff and bring it down on this damn beetle. Hopefully I won't miss this time. I'm trying to be fancy. 14.
Alright, that'll hit him.
D8. 7. Nice.
7 damage?
Mm-hmm.
The beetle kind of falls to the ground and quickly, scoots backwards. You can kind of tell it's wincing. It doesn't have the right facial expressions for it, but you can tell it hurt. And quickly, Jeklar tries to step over it and, stab downward into it, similar to how you took out that bandit.
Mm-hmm.
But he misses. He just stabs the ground right in front of it, almost as if he hesitated for some reason. And the beetle is going to go to nip at his ankles as it's standing back up. And the beetle just fucking hits by the teeth gritted across his leg. Similar to Squidward taking the bite of the Krabby Patty, if you've ever seen the episode. He kind of shaves off the side, and he does 4 damage.
That's a lot for shaving off the side.
Yeah, that was just his really. Jeklar had a surgery a few years back. He wasn't ready, and that puts it to you again.
All right, well, it's time to end this motherfucker. I'm about to grab this quarterstaff, and I'm about to swing it like a baseball bat right at this damn thing. Hopefully I hit him right in his face.
Fuck him up, Jackie Robinson.
17. Fuck yeah.
Alright, roll that damage die. That shit sends him flying.
It's like that out of Super Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I hit him with an 8. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. So this thing, as you hit, his whole face kind of crushes in, and his body kind of does a spin, like a Beyblade, until it slams into the wall beside the cave door.
Fuck yeah. That's a home run.
Alright, Jeklar kind of stands back to his full stance, and he looks at his injuries and bends over and picks up his quarterstaff. I think we need to invest in some bug spray.
You really do. Where'd you learn to fight like that, man? You didn't get a single kill.
I'll work on it. I always will strive to be better. Perhaps maybe I need to take a new approach.
So, like, I got kind of beat up and, I ain't got but one potion of healing, and there's probably something much worse down in that fucking dungeon right there. Oh, cave.
You only have one, not two?
I gave one to Jeklar, remember?
Oh, yeah, okay. You're right. Jeklar looks up and eyes the cave. I can't imagine how many could be in there, because these three all came out. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you feel we should backtrack?
Let's go in a little bit. If it gets too hard, we'll leave.
He nods and begins slowly limping his way over a little bit.
Hey, how much health does Jeklar have right now?
Jeklar is down to 4 health.
Oh, Jesus. Jeklar, you can't heal yourself or something? I thought you were using magic.
He nods his head. Perhaps that is a good choice. And he raises his hands into the air and says some sort of foreign prayer. And quickly this light shines down over both of you. And you both gain... I don't remember what die I'm supposed to roll. Hold on. Oh, it's a 1d8 plus 5. Typically, I don't think you can use it on both people. I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna say because we're standing right beside each other and I have full focus, it's gonna work out. So
7 plus 5 for me, that's 12.
Alright,
I'm back to full health.
Alright, as is Jeklar. Convenient, huh?
Definitely convenient.
Alright. So, as you start walking up to this cave after feeling a bit more refreshed, you can immediately see at the cave line there's a whole lot of blood. Or I guess the cave entry.
I'm not too far off. I want to go pick up my quarterstaff of growth.
Oh yeah. You're able to do that, no problem.
Okay, now we get back to what we're doing.
Alright, and as y'all take about 5 steps into this cave, you can immediately hear the scurrying of a beetle coming towards the entrance.
Me and Jeklar press ourselves against the wall, hoping it will just run by.
Alright, so I think we're going to both roll a stealth check for that. I'm going to say you need to roll at least a 14. Jeklar does not roll a 14.
Fuck, I rolled an 18.
Okay, so as this beetle approaches very quickly, it seems to kind of not notice you whatsoever, and it turns and sniffs into the air, and it faces directly where Jeklar was leaning against the wall trying to be sneaky. And quickly, Jeklar, trying to get the jump on it, swings right down at it. And he hits.
Alright. Hell yeah. He should roll at advantage since he has a sneak attack on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say because he failed the stealth challenge, it wasn't a successful. It's more like a surprise attack, not a sneak. If that makes sense.
Surprise attack's still advantage.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, yes, you're the DM. You make that up, bud.
Well, he had already rolled and hit him pretty well anyway. He rolled a 17 to hit. And Jeklar does 5 damage to this thing. And this one immediately falls to the ground. And the red light within it seems to shine brighter.
No, so is it my turn to hit, or...?
Oh, it died.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah.
Do I have a way to carve out the light like the dude did?
Yeah. Oh, you pretty much... You got...
I only have a dagger.
Yeah, I would just roll a d20. I don't even know what type of check that is, but it's going to be really easy to successfully do. Unless you just roll awful.
Well, 8.
8? Yeah, that's going to cut it. You pull out this big chunk of red glowing light.
Alright, so now we hold this red light in our hand and we walk down into the cave.
Alright, and now that you have finally officially entered the cave, I will send you a map. So as you step a little further, you come into this big room, and you can immediately see one beetle with a red light and one of the normal beetles. And they're standing in the center of this room, almost as if, well, not the complete center. The red beetle is more to the left door, and the other beetle is more to the right.
So, the glowing beetles on the left and the regular beetles on the right.
Correct.
Do they see us yet?
I'm gonna say yes. Time y'all walked into the door, they noticed you.
But now I have the red light. Are they intimidated?
No, it just shines nice and bright.
Okay. Do I have to roll for initiative at this very moment, or?
If you would like to attack right now, this will be your only chance to do it before initiative rolls.
I'm gonna throw the red light at it. The one on the left.
All right. Roll the 20 for that then.
13.
Yeah, I'll say it hits him. But basically, as you throw it, the beetle kind of looks up, and the red thing hits it right in the top of the head, and the red thing lands on the ground. And the beetle kind of stares at you for a second, and then it looks down to the red thing, and then it looks back up at you. Roll for initiative.
Did it take any damage?
It did not.
Well, 6 plus 2, that's 8.
Alright, so that puts you able to go before anybody else.
What's the distance between me and this bug?
So I'm going to say y'all are at the doorway, and they're basically almost at these other two, so I'm going to say about 10 feet.
So pretty much out of range of the quarterstaff, or am I able to move in and hit him?
So I think you have like a speed of like 30 feet per turn, so you can definitely reach him.
Oh, well, I'm at the lunge with my quarterstaff of growth, and I'm about to try and hit this bug right in its chin.
Alright, now the one on the left that you threw the red thing at?
Yes, that one.
Alright, roll that.
12 plus 2, right?
Yes, and that does hit.
I do 6 damage.
Alright. Time you swing your staff down onto this bad boy, it just
I'm poking him in the chin, remember?
Oh, okay. Well, time you swing or poke forward towards his face, it's like your staff kind of like jabs straight through his chin, and before he can even let out a pain squeak, it just kind of falls over to the side, almost snatching the weapon out your hand as it falls. And it is Jeklar's turn now. Jeklar quickly runs over to this creature, and he sticks his hand out, and he blows right into its face. And that does hit, and so what he just did, as the smoke gets all in this beetle's face, it has to make a constitution save of 12 or higher. And it did hit 12. Wait, hold on, let me make sure it was 12. I don't see that, so I'm going to assume yes, he did save. So Jeklar got in this thing's face and blew the dust basically in it, and nothing at all happens. The beetle just kind of lunges straight for Jeklar right after he does it. And the beetle bites. It bites right onto the side of his hand, and Jeklar takes 2 damage. And it is now your turn.
So he snatched the quarterstaff of growth out my hand?
No. Basically, I was saying, like, your weapon went into the side, or into his chin, and it almost snatched it out while it was falling, but your weapon came out instead. But it was close.
Alright. You ever play Soul Calibur 4 where Keelik kind of just, like, leans back and then really jabs his pole forward?
Hell yeah, I love that move.
I'm gonna do that move with the quarterstaff of growth.
And because I like that style of move, I'm gonna give you advantage on this roll.
Alright, 2d20s. Oh, that 3 don't matter because there's a nat 20.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright, so with that nat 20, you're gonna successfully jab the fuck out of this bitch and roll your damage die twice and total it.
4 and 6.
Alright, so 10 damage this motherfucker. Time your weapon hits him in the face, it completely flips upside down, like backwards, almost like a backflip. And it is now on its ass. Jeklar quickly swings downward with this quarterstaff he retrieved earlier, trying to like you would swing your axe at a piece of wood, but directly at its like upside down torso. And Jeklar does hit. And he hits for 8 damage, and time he swings into this thing, its head, it's like face, like falls off as it hits it. And similar to how you had it spinning, its body almost does a complete spin. And like as it does, there's blood just like spinning out the face of it, or squirting out the face. And he is now dead.
Is there another bug?
No, it's just these two in this room.
Alright, so there's both of them are dead now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, I'll pick up my red glowy thingy.
Alright, it shines brightly.
Alright, so I want to take the left path.
Alright. Jeklar looks at you, and then he looks at the opposite path, and he says, "We should stick together, right?"
Oh yeah, let's definitely stick together. Come with me, Jeklar. Left side.
He nods and begins following you, hands tightly gripped around his quarterstaff. As you walk a little further down this path, the smell gets really strong. Like you can smell mildew, and you can smell like this death smell, as if like there was like a dead animal under a house for a really long time, and it had been baking in the sun, just kind of intensifying the smell. Before you even reach past like the little curve in this hallway, you can hear more beetles in this next room without a doubt.
I have a plan. Let's go.
Alright. As you step further in, there are two of the red beetles standing like right at the exit of that tunnel you just came in. So like in the lumpy spot on the map. You see what I'm talking about?
Alright, so we're in the lumpy spot.
Yeah.
So we ain't got to the big room yet.
Nah, not the big room.
Alright, so it's two beetles.
Yeah, and they're right there at the entrance as you're walking in.
So I noticed them first before they noticed me, and I have a chance to attack before initiative?
I think roll a 20 to see if you were sneaky enough.
I don't think I'm being sneaky. I'm holding a big red light in my hand.
Well, okay. So then don't count it as a stealth roll. Just count it as a... If you want to see if you're fast enough to run there before they react, you can roll it for an acrobatics.
12.
Alright, so, and you get a +2. So yeah, I'm going to say a 14 is going to do it. So if you want to run over to one of them, you're going to be able to do it.
I want to run over to one and whop his ass, like, right in his face.
Alright.
Like, I'm going to wield it like a baseball bat.
Alright, you pull in the Negan. Alright, well, a 9 is going to do it. As you... Oh wait, that was your attack die, not your damage die, huh? I think a 9 is going to miss, actually.
Yeah.
So, as you swing at it, it kind of sidesteps to the left, and now we're going to all roll for initiative.
That was a total waste of a run.
It's okay. At least you got to him before he got to you.
I rolled a 6 plus 2.
Alright. So then, Jeklar is going to go first, and Jeklar immediately... before he walks into the room fully, he turns his quarterstaff into like a javelin type stance, and he yeets it right at the second bug. Oh, and he hits this bitch right into like the top of the back for 5 damage, and his quarterstaff goes right through this bug. Both of these have the red light, by the way, but it goes right through it, and this beetle kind of lets out a and then it just stops moving altogether. And it is now your turn.
Pull the Keelik pullback, ram it in his shit. Roll a 1.
Ooh, that's not so hot. Time you go to do that pullback, you basically just like the staff doesn't catch, and it's almost if you fall on your back. And this beetle is going to lunge straight at you afterwards. And he rolled a 12, but if I'm correct, you have a 13 with your blackberry cloak. So he does miss. As you fall, he kind of jumps right over top you, and you just happen to get lucky. So Jeklar is going to quickly run over and try this the dust thing again. And that one does hit. Oh wait, no, I was supposed to roll for the beetle, actually. And it does not work for the beetle. Immediately, as the cloud of dust seems to go into this beetle's face, you see its eyes like grow more dilated, and this beetle immediately takes 6 damage, and as its eyes dilate, its mouth begins foaming, and it falls on the ground dead right away. And so we're out of initiative now. Jeklar walks over and he quickly yanks his quarterstaff out of this beetle.
Fuck yeah. Well, looks like I did hardly shit for that fight.
You tried to pull off some cool moves. Jeklar appreciated the appearance of it.
I guess we continue in this cave. What's my current health on your side? Mine still says 15.
Yeah, that's what you got on mine. You didn't get hurt yet.
Okay.
Alright. So as you follow this corner leading further toward this big room, you can smell a really tangy-like smell, and you can hear like a light chant of some sort, like a "Hey, show people, and as you turn into the corner, you see a woman in the back room with candles surrounding her, and all of them are lit on the opposite side of the room. So basically, she's where that little body-like figure on the map is, above the gray spot, and on the opposite side, you see this big, like, nesty-looking thing. It almost makes you think of a wasp nest, and like you can see little eggs cracking in it. In the other entry point, you can see 2 beetles standing at that door.
Alright, so I got 2 beetles at the door. In about the center of the big room, we got a woman chanting away. Right?
Yeah. And make a perception check to see if you can see what else you can see.
18.
Oh, yeah. So behind this woman, you can see something hung up on the wall. And as you squint your eyes to see a little better, you see a borderline crucified rabbit hanging on the wall with her torso split open and opened up like a jacket. And you can see her rib cage, and you can see all inside of this rabbit. And she's just hanging there, dead as can be.
No, we gotta kill this witch. Alright. 2 bugs at the door. Alright, how far away is this woman from me?
So I'm gonna say this woman's probably about 50 feet away from you, while the 2 beetles at the opposite door are 30 feet away.
Alright, I'm going to try to I got the red glowing thing, can't sneak. This is a bad situation. This is about to be a 3-on-2 fight. Wonder what Thunderclap's going to do when I need it. Alright, so I want to try and sneak attack the one on the left side of the door. Yeah, I'm just going to... No, I can't do that, but I'm just going to be fast, see if I can get on him and do the acrobatics like you said.
Alright.
I'm going to try to home run his head. Oh, 16.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely hit him.
6 damage.
Alright, so as you run up and swing your staff right at this one, you immediately just send him flying into the ground and splat him like you stomped on him almost. And this other beetle immediately turns towards you, and suddenly the chanting stops. The woman has now noticed you, and roll for initiative.
3 plus 2 equals 5.
Alright. So that is going to put Jeklar going first. Jeklar quickly runs over by you, and he attempts to swing, do the helicopter type swing and come lunging down on the beetle again. But he does not make it. He hits the dead corpse beside it that you have already killed.
He turned the wrong way.
And then the beetle will lunge at Jeklar. And the beetle does hit. The beetle bites him right in the kneecap for 3 damage. And it is now your turn.
Alright, I'm about to jab my quarterstaff of growth into this beetle's freaking chest. Or whatever. Depends if he's standing up or on his 4s.
He's on all 4s.
Alright, well, I'm about to poke him right in his shoulder or something.
Alright.
I rolled 5.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to do it. So you kind of miss as you're trying. He just kind of like raises his body up, like lifts the front half up, and you kind of like swing under him. And he immediately goes to like lunge into you and bite at you. But beforehand is Jeklar's turn. So Jeklar is going to try and swing towards him just like a regular side swipe. Oh, that's the wrong dice again. I got too many dice in my face, I think. Well, either way, he still misses. He swings right under where it had just lifted up, and then the beetle is attempting to attack you now. And the beetle also misses. I think Jeklar's swing right under it, along with your swing, kind of startled it, and instead it just kind of nips into the air and then jumps back a little bit, and that would put it at your turn again.
This woman ain't even taking a turn yet?
She's just staring at y'all watching.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try to poke this thing with the quarterstaff, except this time I'm gonna like spin it around in my hands and then voila. Probably fancy.
Oh, it like kind of like a forward helicopter type thing, like Killick does in the one attack.
Oh yeah.
I like it. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Not gonna cut it. Jeklar, as you miss, Jeklar quickly goes to try another shot at it with his quarterstaff. Oh yeah, and Jeklar hits this motherfucker hard. Let's see, rolling that damage. Oh, well, Jeklar swinging as hard as he can, still some reason only hits it like in the leg, and it only takes 1 damage. The beetle quickly attacks at him in retaliation, and the beetle misses. It nips towards his leg, but Jeklar reaches his leg up kind of like a scared high school girl that just saw a rat, and that would put you again.
I'm about to try to sweep its legs with my quarterstaff. 19. Hell yeah.
Right on, that's gonna do it.
Got to finally hit this motherfucker. 5.
5 damage, alright. So, as you hit it, this thing flies back and it stops moving. It does not get up. And as soon as the woman sees this beetle fall dead, she leans her head back and she says, "Speak your reasoning for being here."
Jeklar, what is our reasoning for being here?
He whispers to you, I think we were just trying to kill these beetles.
But now we got a damn witch here. What the fuck do we do?
He shrugs his shoulders real high in the air like, I don't got no clue, bro. I don't know.
Oh, witches burn. I'm about to throw a firebolt at this bitch.
Alright, let me make a roll real quick. Alright, if you want to go ahead and do that, sure.
This witch is obviously an antagonist.
Alright.
She's got the bunny ripped open. Alright, I'm throwing this firebolt at her.
What you get?
I rolled an 11, so plus 4, that's a 15.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
And that's a D10. 3.
3 damage, alright. As your firebolt hits this woman, it kind of scorches across. Oh yeah, let me show you what she looks like real quick. I have a picture. No, that should be loading up. Let me describe her verbally a little bit as the picture pops in, just so the audience knows what they're seeing too. So this witch, she has long gray hair and she looks pretty old, definitely. She's wearing black robes with a brown rope tied around, and she has a ring on her right hand middle finger, and as a flame hits her in the center of the chest, it's almost like they just kind of move around her. She takes a smaller bit of damage, but she basically shrugs it off, and she raises her hand, and suddenly a giant skeleton hand comes from out the ground and wraps around you and Oromis. I mean, you and Jeklar at the same time. Roll a 20 to see if you can get out of it, but you're going to need a 19.
Roll a 9.
Alright, so no matter how much you would Jeklar kind of wiggle around, these hands just this giant hand seems to tighten around you even further. The woman walks up to you with a very snarl look on her face. She turns her head to the side. I'm only going to ask you this again one more time. What is your reasoning for being here?
Well, we followed that rabbit, and we found the bugs, and, well, we're trying to see what the hell's going on in this produce village.
She turns and she looks over at the rabbit hung up on the wall, and then looks back to you two. Oh, is this a friend of yours?
No, not really. You're not exactly a friend, are you?
She crosses her arms. This rabbit made the mistake of killing my informant, and that's not acceptable.
Informant? Informant for what?
She scratches her chin for a second. I suppose I can tell you, seeing as that's gonna be your new job now.
As if, bitch.
She kinda squints her eyes in like a bitchy type manner. Listen, you've came into my home, and that's not cool with me. You can do as I say, or you can die where you stand. And that is not a threat, that is a promise. And she kinda raises her hands up, and you can see they start glowing a bit. Jeklar quickly chimes in. Wait, don't do anything. We just want to stop these creatures from attacking the village. We don't know anything about you. She leans her head back and then looks over to you and then back to Jeklar. I don't know if I believe that. She walks up and she looks you both up and down one more time. My last informant was murdered. Whether he deserved it or not is not the matter. This, and she points over at Marnie hanging on the wall. She came to me and she admitted that she killed him, and she was punished. I have never let anyone aside from my informant come inside here and leave with their lives, and I'm not sure I'm convinced that you should get to.
Let's be real. I don't like you, and odds are you can't kill me.
She begins chuckling a bit, and then she looks at you. You've definitely got some spunk to you. This is going to be your last and only chance. I can guarantee you without a doubt, I will kill you. All I need you to do is bring me information that comes from this town.
And I need you to stop these bugs from eating people's homes. But here we are.
She turns her head and looks over to the big hive nest, and she looks back at you. Well, if I stop what I'm doing, the whole village will fall. Do you think I am not the one that grants this village the magical ability to flourish the way it does? You can't have the good side without the bad side. Sometimes, when you have giant food, you have giant bugs.
Oh, Lord. Damn it, Jeklar, look, she's the one making them all fucking grow. Man. Fine, I'll be your informant.
Roll I guess a persuasion, I would say. Just to see if she believes you or not.
20, right?
Yeah.
8.
Alright, and that's plus 3. She the magic starts shining from her hands, and then the skeleton hand seems to crumble in ash around. And she turns and she looks at where her candles are. I have lived here for a very long time. She turns to you. I will share this information with you as long as you keep to your word.
How long do I have to do this?
She scratches her chin. Well, if nothing of importance is to be told, then you have no job. But when it does occur, that is when you must tell me. And she turns and starts looking back and walking over towards her little candle area. I am a very old woman. I lived in this area with my coven for a very long time. But time catches up with all of us, and I am the last member of my coven. This is where we used to perform all of our rituals and Over time, we have blessed this ground, and as long as I am still here communicating with my coven, all of this magic will still ensue. The village will still stay flourishing, but the bugs will stay. I'm surprised if you haven't seen anything other than these bugs. Just the other day, I had to put down a giant weasel.
A giant weasel? That's awesome.
Yes, I'm surprised you have not seen one yet.
Any giant wolves?
I have not seen any, but I'm sure they're out. She looks at the ground one more time and bends over and picks up a candle and blows it out. You know, Jezit was not a bad man. While he may have been my informant, he was simply doing it for a favor. You see, I can communicate very well with the dead, which is how I'm still able to speak with my coven. Jezit once lost a loved one, so I told him as long as he provided me the information I needed, I would allow him to speak to his lover. But here I am, having not heard from Jezit in days, and suddenly a one-handed rabbit comes in here telling me she killed him. So I put a stop to that, and as you can see, I would do the same to anyone that I feel the need.
Okay, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be informing you about. Nothing really important goes on in the village except produce being grown.
She nods her head. I feel when something of importance arrives, I think you'll know to come tell me. So, you needed to come to me with information of a new trade with another town or something of that nature, but things of more mystical happenings.
Well, I do have something I want to ask you if you have anything to say about it.
What would that be?
I'm going to hand her this blood rain token and ask her where the hell it came from.
She grabs it out your hand and her eyes widen. Interesting. I have seen these. Actually, as a matter of fact, she goes to hand you back yours. And then she starts reaching down into her pocket. As long as I feel you're trustworthy, I see no reason to not give you this. And she pulls out another one. And she goes to hand it over towards you.
I got 2 blood rain tokens?
Yes.
Okay.
I've had this in my possession for quite some time. It seems to have some sort of magical intensity that it transfers to your mind, almost as if it's sending a message. I have seen this woman in my dreams every single night since I've acquired this token. I know not who she is, but she must be of utter importance, or relevance at least, to this token.
So you pretty much going to tell me what I already know.
If that's what you know, that is what I know. I'm afraid I can tell you no more, unfortunately. I do know that there are several of these in existence. Perhaps if you come across more, which is very unlikely, maybe you will learn more as you gather more.
So you're saying my dreams might get worse as I get more tokens?
She kind of turns her head to the side. I suppose that is quite the possibility. I've only had the one. It's provided only so much rest for me. It has definitely kept me from going to sleep many nights, but I avoid that anyway so I can speak to my coven as they show up in the later hours of the evening anyway. But I feel since you are willing to let this be and you will help me, there's no need to further the violence here, and seeing as your reasoning for coming here was to deal with these creatures, I will provide you a tip to avoid them. Sometimes I conjure or create things similar to human figures, but I make them large, and it will keep the beetles away. Now, the beetles do not really bother me. I have my magic to protect me, but perhaps if they are causing havoc on the village, you could implement some form of protection around that would scare these creatures off.
Like a scarecrow.
She snaps her fingers and points at you. Exactly like a scarecrow. Jeklar turns to you. Well, I think I could potentially see that working with all the the produce they have, it likely wouldn't take much to gather up something to make perhaps one large scarecrow. The woman quickly shakes her head. I believe you will need several large scarecrows.
Several large scarecrows. Sounds like a plan.
She nods her head. Well, I'll appreciate you doing this for me, and I hope things get better for your village. I may carry myself in quite the evil demeanor, but I am just a lonely witch who seeks to speak with my loved ones, just as Jazit wanted to speak with his loved one. Even your rabbit friend, had she not killed Jazit, I maybe would have provided her with the opportunity to speak to this Jimmy she spoke of.
Well, too bad.
She puts her hands together and kind of conjures up this red aura, and she raises her hand, and you can see the aura travel across the room above you in Jeklar and over to the hive nest or whatever. And it's almost like it's creating some sort of barrier around it. As she lowers her hand and the aura kind of stays sitting around the nest, she looks you up and down, and she looks over to Jeklar. I think you better go inform your village of the best way to protect. I find that while I may be able to contain these beetles for now, I think bigger creatures may come your way if you do not hurry up.
Okay, well, I guess I'll see you sometime later, whatever your name is.
My name is Rosina Highmore.
Rosina Highmore?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess I'll see you at some other point, Rosie Highmore.
Jeklar reluctantly kind of waves at her with a very confused look about the whole situation, and he turns and looks at the two exit points. Which one was it that we came in?
We came in from the one... Well, obviously there's dead bodies by the entrance, Jeklar.
Okay, so I think maybe you may misunderstood. So you came in on the map, it's the entry point at our left, but those two beetles you killed were on the entry to the right, if that makes sense.
I thought we killed them on the left side.
Nah, y'all ran the 30 feet across the room and killed them on that side, and then from there is where you shot the fireball at her.
Okay. The one without that'd be the entrance. So let's go the opposite way from where we came. We want to do that. We want to circle this whole thing.
Jeklar nods. All right, just be ready.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, I still got 15 out.
Alright.
Okay, let's go. Experience.
Alright, so as y'all walk into this first room, it's very dark and gray, and there's a lot of moss on the wall, and there are 2 of these red beetles in here. And I'm going to go ahead and have us all roll for initiative.
10. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. So that puts you as going first. These 2 beetles are in the middle of this room, basically, and you're right at the door, so I'd say they're about 6 feet away from you. I believe you got first in the initiative.
Alright, well, how many beetles are there again?
There's 2 of them.
Alright, well, I'm hitting the one on the left.
Alright, roll that 20.
12 plus 2.
Alright, that will hit.
Roll an 8.
Oh, hell yeah. So time you hit that motherfucker, it just kind of drops to the ground. I don't remember how you were swinging at him, but he did. Alright, so it is the other beetle's turn now, and he is going to lunge at you. And he does not miss. As he lunges at you, he trips over the body of the one that you just sent flying downward, and he kind of tumbles. He rolls back to an upright position and is directly in front of you now. Jeklar is going to quickly swing his quarterstaff at the thing's ass, but Jeklar does not succeed. As he swings, the beetle kind of scoots forward a little closer towards you, and Jeklar misses. And that would put it at you again.
I'm about to try and ram my quarterstaff right through its chest.
Alright. And as your character's prepping that jab, you can hear the chanting begin in the distance. It echoes through the hallways like that of a ghostly woman.
Well, I rolled an 11.
Alright, and +2 is 13, so that does hit.
Alright, well, D8. I rolled a 2.
Alright. As you jab at it, it kind of tries to shift over, and when you jab, you hit it right at what you would consider like the joint of where its arm bends. And when you do that, its arm basically rips off as you hit it, and it is now walking on 3 legs, therefore making it roll at disadvantage. And Jeklar quickly tries to swing from his left inward to hit it on the opposite side of where you just hit it. But Jeklar does not hit. Jeklar has terrible accuracy apparently. As he swings, it just kind of misses, and the beetle's kind of in a panic, but jumping around almost, and it quickly goes to turn and bite at you while it's letting out a of pain sound. And it does not succeed. It misses, and it kind of just does like another violent roll upward as blood just shooting out where you just dismember this arm. And it is your turn again.
I'll spin that quarterstaff up in the air, and I'm going to bring it right down hard as I can.
Alright.
I rolled an 8.
8's not going to do it. You were spinning just a little bit too fast. And as you went to swing, this beetle was also doing all kinds of weird shit because he's in intense pain. And you just don't connect with it. And Jeklar quickly tries one more time to swing in its back leg this time, now that it's facing the opposite way. And Jeklar rolls a natural 20. So let's see. I'm just going to roll 1 dice real quick. And that's going to do it right there. So I'll leave it at that. As Jeklar swings towards this thing's ass end, his quarterstaff hits both of its legs. Like it hits the first one and sends it flying to the right leg like a domino as he's continuing swinging. And both of these legs just rip right off. And the creature flips over onto its back. Blood shooting out into the air like a water fountain, and the beetle's letting out the sound very intensely as it slowly fades away into nothingness.
That sounds dope.
Yeah.